Hello, you reached Deborah Johns, Adult Protective Services for the state of Michigan. I'm currently out of the office. Please leave a message and I'll return your call as soon as I can. If this is an emergency, please hang up and dial 911. Thank you and have a great day.
Hi, Debbie. This is Lisa Renee Salem, Missing Persons Interpol 21-22733. Just to follow up with you, yes, I'm okay still. And the cops never came back. And thank God I'm in Detroit. And thank God it was a black cop and an Arab cop. And thank God it wasn't a pasty, pale white, pink-faced demon from the suburbs. Or it would not have turned out as well as it did. It worked out beautiful. Before they got here, I had a heads up. And so, which I appreciate. And I was able to get up out of bed, get dressed, put my scarf and shoes on, and prepare all my necessary documents and credentials, which I thought might be needed. And it went very smoothly. They weren't real. They verified I was fine. And while Jeanette Diamond stood there in the hallway barefoot in the same pajamas she's been living in for about 15 days now, about as long as her hair has not been combed, and her room just disgusting, and standing right out there with her bedroom door open, right in the middle of the conversation. Okay, the cops were here for me. Some narcissistic American who is desperate to conceal their own crimes sent them here in retaliation against me over my post. And instead of going in her room and shutting her door and minding her own business, she stood right there in the thick of it all, in the mix, as nosy as she is, probably loving it as the adrenaline was raging through her. But it turned against her real quick. And I did also, they asked me, have I let the staff here know these concerns? And I told them, I'm not aware of any staff. I'm not in a program. There's a landlord who I know is a landlord, and they wanted to know, do I have any contact with them? And I told them, well, not outside of any, ordinary tenant-landlord business. I do see them come and go. Okay. Yep, that's Macomb County Corporate Council's paranoia. Second call.
Hello, you reached Deborah Johns, Adult Protective Services for the state of Michigan. I'm currently out of the office. Please leave a message and I'll return your call as soon as I can. If this is an emergency, please hang up and dial 911. Thank you and have a great day.
CIA Macomb County Corporate Council is trying to restrict the calls again. So, because this is really going to fuck up some big contracts really bad, and I don't even know the extent of it and all the details, but this is bad, and they're desperate. So I informed the cops that, no, I'm not part of a program. I'm not aware of a staff. All I know is that there's a property owner, a landlord, I pay the rent to, and I do see them come and go periodically, taking care of regular landlord business like you would expect, maintenance and whatnot, but I otherwise don't have contact with these people. They asked me had I addressed these concerns about Jeanette Diamond's mental health being a threat to me, and I did inform them that yes, I did 7 months ago at a mandatory house meeting that turned against me, in which I was threatened and intimidated with unlawful displacement if I said anything about Jeanette Diamond's mental health being a threat to me. And then they were very, very polite, very courteous. They said that's all they needed from me. I could go back in my room, that they were going to go in Jeanette Diamond's room, and that they were going to have a talk with her. And then Dawn Mars was calling my phone after, and I didn't answer because I'm not participating with this fucking group messaging and this program taxes and all this fucking shit. I'm not. I rented a fucking room as an independent, mature adult. Okay? on my own free will. I'm not on a program. Okay, it was concealed from me that this is a program, and I'm not quite sure that they have not enrolled me in one without my knowledge and consent, and may possibly be getting county funding from me for me that I'm not aware of.
Hello, you reached Deborah Johns, Adult Protective Services for the state of Michigan. I'm currently out of the office. Please leave a message and I'll return your call as soon as I can. If this is an emergency, please hang up and dial 911. Thank you and have a great day.
Third call as a result of Ray Steele, CIA, Macomb County Corporate Counsel, Department of Defense paranoia, about these contracts. If you haven't noticed, that's when the call gets disconnected. So I cannot verify for myself. I am told that, yes, they are getting some kind of county funding for me for being here in this fucking transitional program, which I am not part of, and I don't know if that is true or not. But those whose job it is to investigate and find out if there's some kind of fraud going on here, and if there is, act accordingly. That's their job. It's not mine. I am being told by international intelligence that yes, that is the case. However, they lie too, because they think that they can use me as a sacrificial pawn while they misguide and mislead me to get the reactions that they want, while they are setting people up also for their own self-serving agenda, separate from my own. So everything they say can't be trusted, but that is the information I have coming. So I woke up this morning and something told me check my email, which I never check, and there it was. March 4th email was sent saying my rent had not been paid. Okay, and I have all the screenshots for it. And yes, check 170 in the amount of $545, which was put in Ty Mars's hand on February 27th. It was post-dated to be cashed on March 1st. Well, they somehow were able to cash it on February 28th. Okay, they were able to cash it. It's Ray Steele, folks. CIA, Macomb County Corporate Counsel. Ray Steele, he's fucking paranoid over these contracts I'm going to destroy. With criminal charges.
Hello, you reached Deborah Johns, Adult Protective Services for the state of Michigan. I'm currently out of the office. Please leave a message and I'll return your call as soon as I can. If this is an emergency, please hang up and dial 911. Thank you and have a great day.
Ray Steele's paranoia. He's the one in charge of these contracts. Okay, so picking up where I left off. Okay, I did the rent. So I sent back a very detailed email in response after a very detailed voicemail. Okay. Okay. On February 28th, the post-dated check for February 28th, the post-dated check post-dated for March 1st was cashed, and the money that was not even in my account yet was taken. I don't know how that happened. March 4th, days later, okay, I guess it'd be 6 or 7 days later, depending on how many days were in February, they sent me an invoice saying my rent had not been paid and was still owed, which I just seen today on March 22nd. So, in addition to a detailed voicemail, I responded with a detailed email with all the screenshots, including the check receipt, which I then sent in the group text, okay, the Great Oaks Transitional Housing Group text for the whole fucking group of contracted NGO role players and Scientologists here to see and know, okay? You don't want to make this mistake, okay? All my accounts are monitored. I am monitored 24/7 on the ground and above by real-time DARPA monitor satellite, okay? Since the day I was born, for no other reason than who I am and who my family is a very important global elite family.
Hello, you reached Deborah Johns, Adult Protective Services for the state of Michigan. I'm currently out of the office. Please leave a message and I'll return your call as soon as I can. If this is an emergency, please hang up and dial 911. Thank you and have a great day.
Fifth call, and I apologize. This is really not my fault. It's Ray Steele's fault. Ray Steele and his paranoia. He's in fear of his life, and he should be. So picking up back where I put, they pulled the Lawrence Park move, and they stopped allowing me to have my rent that paid a month forward, which I came here with it paid forward, which is how I always live everywhere I go. And they were very appreciative of that until the role-playing house meeting against me, when they said they cannot accept rent forward anymore. I have to spend it down to zero because it's messing up their books. Well, it looks like their books are messed up anyways, okay? So anyways, then I put all the screenshots in the bulk text, make sure everybody sees it, and I have posted them in the comments on Facebook, along with my 7-page court-ordered psych evaluation. Okay, and now, because they are using Facebook cyber warfare to keep me from editing my post to put all the necessary documents in the post. So I was just going to leave that short preview as it is, and I was just going to put this on hold for a while. Well, no, I'm going to be up until till tomorrow morning doing the brand new post, full detail, hundreds of text messages from Jeanette Diamond, from Dawn Mars, photos, videos, 7 months worth. Okay, and including everything that I have not said, because I've been keeping my mouth shut about a lot of things while I let this thing unfold.
Hello, you reached Deborah Johns, Adult Protective Services for the state of Michigan. I'm currently out of the office. Please leave a message and I'll return your call as soon as I can. If this is an emergency, please hang up and dial 911. Thank you and have a great day.
6th call, and I do really apologize. This is Ray Steele. It's not me. Okay, I'm not stupid like this. Okay. So anyways, then I got a response that said, yes, she was sorry for the delay, that the system has been updated. So, but anyways, they pulled a real Lawrence Park move, and the rent paid forward that they did appreciate very much. Okay, all of a sudden was messing up their books, and I had to spend it down to zero. January 1st came time to pay rent, and I started getting fraud alerts from Bank of America, and I had to verbally approve for the check to be cashed. And then now, and since it's important to mention, when I did for the second time this month call Bank of America today to verify that yes, the money has been taken out of my account before it was even there. It does not say it was cashed by Great Oaks. It just says check number 170 was cashed on 2/28. Okay, and usually it says it was cashed by Great Oaks LLC. It does not say that this time. Anyways, I did get a response. Says she's sorry for the delay. Like almost a month later, time to pay the next fucking rent. And this morning I heard Jeanette Diamond up pattering around up there talking about stupid bitch, which that's okay. Hey, that's her right. Yes, I'm a bitch. I'm a bitch, and she had to find that out and fucking with me. So she can have that. Okay, I don't care. Okay, these are kids. These are mentally ill, vaccine damaged, immature.
Hello, you reached Deborah Johns, Adult Protective Services for the state of Michigan. I'm currently out of the office. Please leave a message.